Of Lake Erie, EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Houston Texans and the Cleveland Browns. Get strapped in. It's just about time to get the party started. And off we go from Cleveland. Taking it about the 1. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. So nothing there that time. And maybe you need to look to the O-line. They weren't able to create any space.
No, they weren't. And you know as well as I do, as many offensive line coaches we've ever met, I think that'll be addressed loudly when those guys get to the sideline.
And they're usually loud and big. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Another run with Sanders. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
By the skin of their teeth, they are able to convert on 3rd and inches.
3rd and inches, just turn around and hand it to the big guy and let him plow forward and pick up a 1st down. A lot of people think that the offensive line, they may almost take the play off because they got a big guy back there pushing forward. I think it actually works in reverse. I think they block harder because they love seeing that guy get the ball because he doesn't touch it very often.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early. Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
And he will be very close to a 1st down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. On to punt, Jamie Gillen. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 18. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Browns will take over 1st and 10. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Hunt will try going up the middle. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1. The Browns had 6 and 9 to start play. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. He'll get it inside the 20. A big play that time for Cleveland. 43 yards.
It's not often that you'll find offensive and defensive guys that'll agree on much, but one place they find common ground, you've got to protect or attack the middle of the field. And no one was there. What a big play, moving it downfield.
And this carry brought to an end at the 8. Good stick skills, just not much room there to operate. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. 8 yards to go on second down. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns are on the board first here this afternoon. Now Cade York for the extra point. It's up and through to make it 7-0 Browns. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taken in at the 3. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. See if they make a few changes in the game plan here and try to get points out of this drive. 1st and 10. Steps away. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. An excellent pickup of 34 yards.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
Now Carr on the bootleg. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. To throw his Carr. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. There again is Cooks, complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down, at least at first glance, as he'll spot the football just beyond the marker. They find a way to convert on 3rd and inches. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Running right, here's Sanders. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now Carr. And his throw here's incomplete. Brandon Cooks, the receiver he was going after. And now it's 3rd down.
But that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
Throwing his car on third down. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. And the Browns will take over here just shy of the 30. They're trying to resurrect his confidence. Last week was a disaster. 5 interceptions in that loss, and another pick there.
I played with a quarterback like this before, and he had a tough game, and the head coach said, I'll take him, I'll fix him. The very next game, he started out the exact same way. The head coach turned to the offense coordinator and said, he's yours from now on. Someone has to take responsibility and work with him and try and get him settled.
An excellent way to start the drive there, 18 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Handoff up the middle, Hunt. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Here's Watson.
A throw for Boyd, but it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield.
Unfortunately for him, if last week was any indication, we knew a pick was coming at some point. Last week it was interception after interception, and here we go again.
We actually quit counting last week at a certain point because I thought I was going to run out of fingers, all right, because I'm not all that skilled as a mathematician. But you're right. It felt like a matter of time, and you got to think the guys on defense, they couldn't wait for this opportunity after what they saw on tape.
Stopped at his tracks by Chase Winovich.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
The Texans on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. Carr. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I think that's a big pickup for a 1st down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a 1st down. Executed it to perfection. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. DJ Reader there on the tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On 2nd and 9, Carr. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And they're going to have another 1st down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 26. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
So how do you beat man coverage? First of all, you want to be a superior receiver, but you know something, that guy who's covering you, he's usually pretty good too. So the corner route is usually a great spot to get it done.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Carr.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
2nd and 10, a very chilly day here, but no snow. And I got to say, if it's going to be this cold, I want snow. You should see Charles' face. He's looking at me like I'm crazy. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. Carr now to throw. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive. the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. Open man is Jacoby Myers. He's got it. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. 4th and 2. They got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll run with Sanders. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Miles Sanders, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Texans are within an extra point of tying up this ball game. Robbie Gould on for the extra point. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with a little under a minute to go, still time to try to put a drive together to add to their lead should they so choose. And that is taken in by Njoku. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 25 yards that time. A shotgun snap for Watson. And incomplete on the deep ball.
The best receivers we know always tease their quarterbacks that, hey, no matter what you do, you cannot overthrow me. Well, guess what? That's exactly what happened on that play. Normally, they time it up pretty well, but on that one, he just overshot it.
And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Following that sack, Watson and the Browns backed up for a 3rd and long. They'll set up to throw. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Desmond King picks it.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now after the INT, it's Carr. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
That was nice work there defensively to force incompletion. Now, even though this drive started in plus territory, they're still not in field goal range yet. So they can work towards another couple of stops and not allowing that turnover to hurt.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Up the middle they go with Sanders. He's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. On the left hash, officially it's called a 51-yard attempt. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. Taken at the goal line. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Browns drive about to get started. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Watson's throw pulled in by Schwartz. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
And, partner, they locked in man coverage out left, and they end up running a crossing route. Rounded it a little bit more than a slant. He's just going to angle himself towards the right side of the field. And
under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. Big Shaq Lawson gets the sack there. They tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none.
Oh, the ball is out. Watson lost it, and the Texans scoop it. Does the big boy have the juice? And they will bring this one back. A fumble return for a Texans touchdown. And a big turning point here in the second half, Charles, after that play.
All you're trying to do is change momentum, flip things around for your team. You're just trying to take the ball away. How about when you take it away and score? That really changes things.
So now the Texans offense back onto the field. They'll line up and go for 2 here. So after the fumble recovery, it's Carr. And this will be caught as they convert here for 2. So a big play there. Not only the fumble return for the touchdown, then they get the 2-point try. And, you know, for the defense, though, they were just over there sitting on the field. They had to rush out to try to defend that.
You know, it's funny. They actually practice situations that they call sudden change when the team turns it over. I guarantee you no one practices a fumble return for a touchdown like that, and now someone goes for 2. Really good strategy by them putting them in that situation.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hunt. Not much there. Maybe a couple as he's taken down at the 40.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he is going to have the Browns first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Watson. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Leighton Vander Esch. And the Texans will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. And that's now a half dozen interceptions for him over the last 2 games. Because CD, remember, he threw 3 in the last ball game and now 3 more here.
And the way that you present it, partner, I'm not sure what sounds worse, right? Half a dozen over the last 2 games or 3 the last game, 3 this game. Either way, it's way too many. And that's something they'll have to work on, hoping to get through the rest of this game without having to address it again.
Right now.
Now a play fake. Carr. That is caught by Smith-Schuster. And he's going to be forced out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. And even 50 yards.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the 3rd quarter. Another big play right there.
Sanders. He is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. That really sets them back. A loss of 6. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. And he'll get about 4 there as he takes it from the 10 down to the 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
Carr now on 3rd and goal. Call it a loss of 12 that time. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Robbie Gould on now to try the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. The kick by Gould is good, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. If you think about it, that's a pretty important second-half field goal, Charles. That now stretches this to 2 possessions and really kind of ratchets up the pressure on that opposing sideline.
It certainly does because that interception and adding a field goal to it, that puts them in firm control of this game right now. They're about 1 more big stop from putting this thing absolutely out of reach.
The Browns drive about to get started. As this offense takes the field against CD. Remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. On 1st down, Watson. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Watson off play action. Throw left side, caught by the tight end, Njoku. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Running with Hunt here out of the shotgun. The broken tackle could not free him as he's brought down at the 10-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Touchdown, Browns! Donovan Peoples-Jones from 10 yards out. And the Browns have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. York on now for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game.
Next to score, Texans 17, Browns 14.
So just a 3-point game now as they send this one away.
Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, well, that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Here's Sanders. And some room to maneuver.
And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 49 yards on the ground for him now as he's done that on 15 carries.
Right back to Sanders on 1st down. Oh, he breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
When coaches stress their defense being physical, they don't just mean the big guys. How about the guys on the outside, the cornerbacks? It's not just their job to patrol the airspace. They can get involved in the run game as well.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. To throw, it's Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to swell the lead to 6. And the now 40-year-old veteran able to put this one through. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
So that gets him a little bit of breathing room, but not much. And you have to think back to the field goal that he missed earlier. This would be a 2-score game right now if he had converted then.
And if you and I are thinking about it, you know he is as well, because in the back of his mind, he's thinking, I hope I get one more shot in an important spot. He just made that one. He wants one more later to truly make up for the earlier miss.
The Cleveland offense ready to go.
Well, this offense, Charles, remember the last time they were out here, marched it nearly the full length of the football field, and a lot of the attack went through the air, so now they're seeing if they can duplicate that performance.
Okay, if I show my age a little bit, partner, because I can hear my high school coach, John Ford. I can hear his voice in my head. Laddie, when you put the ball in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. But the way the game's being played now, this is just part of what they do, so I don't think they should change anything at all. They've been dominant. Keep throwing it around.
On 2nd and 12, Watson. He's got Njoku, his big tight end. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Desperation time. Watson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run. It's Sanders. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. They fake the handoff. Now Carr out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Garrett has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. Impressive individual effort there. No one was going to stop him around the edge.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And that's why if you play in a 4-3 base and you're a defensive end, that's why you get the big bucks. They count on you to do everything. Defend the run and, of course, get to the quarterback.
4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to perhaps salt this one away. The kick by Gold is good, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. To throw, Watson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Watson to throw.
And this will be incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Watson.
And this one is incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a first down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
Now Watson. Connects with Peoples-Jones. And he's going to pick up the Browns' first down as this defense were a little too loose there. They give up a gain of 19 on 4th down. Here's Watson. Complete to Bryant. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
13 more yards. That's another Browns first down. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
Now Watson. That's complete to Peoples-Jones.
The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
This is the tight end, Njoku.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
Watson now to throw. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
As a corner, you have to be able to run with guys step for step downfield in man coverage and make up ground quickly in zone. You have to put yourself in position to make plays, just like that one we saw there.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it.
Derek Stingley picks it, and the Texans are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here, maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down.
And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home.